No, but yeah,
But
so
yeah,
we're gonna do just music that got touched. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna honor our women since this is Women History Month, March, March Madness. So this is gonna be Reasonable Wrestling's first annual
women's tournament.
women's tournament,
Yeah,
and this year we're going to do women best women's wrestler in the sports entertainment era. So
so
we broke them down
broke them down.
into four categories. Um, CT put in a lot of work, so we got the Naughties from 2000 from the 2010s. We got the current few wrestlers from the current year, present day. We got few wrestlers from outside of WWE, and we got some wrestlers from the 99 2000s who are all in the sports entertainment era, and we're going to seed them.
And by sports entertainment era, I just want to let you guys know, I look at it from like when Raw debuted on. That's how I look at it. From when Raw debuted, all the Nitro stuff. I think this is when sports entertainment kind of became a thing. You know.
Yeah.
So moving forward, that's how I'm judging it. And I went and took the time yesterday. I seeded 32 women wrestlers from my perspective that deserve to be in this tournament. So if you guys have people and you want to get in touch with us, let us know. Follow us, and just let us know, hey, why don't you put in so and so, and I'll tell you why. Or I'll be like, hey, maybe next year we'll put them in.
Maybe next year we'll put them in. Or next year we're doing a whole nother bracket.
We're doing a whole nother bracket. It'll be something different. But right now we're doing sports entertainers.
So the reason why we decided we was gonna record this and go live and put it up and whatever the case may be and put a special podcast is because we thought it would create conversation and dialogue between us and the fans and our fans. I mean us
the
and the listeners.
Hopefully.
His number one sports entertainer was Charlotte.
Uh-huh.
Number 2 is Trish. Number 3 was Chyna. And I had made the argument that I would have put Chyna number 1 if we're talking about best women wrestlers in the sports entertainment era. I said Chyna name rings on for damn near 20 years. First thing people think about when they think about women wrestling is Chyna. So I would have put Chyna number 1, and then.
I get that, and I could see there's an argument to be made that Chyna should be the number 1 sports entertainer of women wrestling, and because she had such a presence. There's no one had a presence like Chyna did, and when she showed up, people were like, "Yo, who the hell is that?" And they've had big women in wrestling that were buff like that, jacked, but there was something about Chyna that was like enigmatic that you're like, "Holy shit." And we saw Nicole Bass. Nicole Bass came and left. Chyna also had a package of personality. She wrestled the guys, and she put heat on Triple H to change the trajectory of his career. So I can see why Chyna would be number 1. However, I would argue that Charlotte at this point now is probably the best women's wrestler that I've ever seen. And I've watched wrestling since I was pretty much a baby.
I mean, I can get that, but
and I don't mean to be on Charlotte's clit the entire time because we had her character spotlight on the podcast. I'm always talking about Charlotte and bigging her up, but it's true. Like it's like
okay, you're saying right now, but even in this little pocket that we're in, her run is only as big in our circle. And that run has only been max 5 years that we've been saying Charlotte.
A lot of these women on this list have short runs.
Well, I'm saying a lot of women on this list have short
Chyna,
runs.
how long was her run?
I mean, Chyna's run was okay. So I will put, if we're putting 5-year reigns up together, right now I'm taking Chyna. If we're doing 97 to 01. Chyna was the biggest star, a pioneer in her right, won the Intercontinental title, debuted in the Royal Rumble. She transcended the women's character in wrestling. She was a big focal point, like you said, in making Triple H who he is. I don't think Triple H becomes the star he is if he doesn't have Chyna by his side, and I take that.
I think Triple H was going to be a star. I think Triple H was going to be a star anyways. But I do think that
Chyna's
she got him heat in a time when his career needed somebody to get heat. He had Sable to even do that.
I'm not talking about heat, man. I'm not even talking about like Chyna's very significant in how Triple H was presented and his character. Like, she was not so much heat, but she was a protector. She was a bodyguard. It was the flip.
Yeah, she got him heat from the crowd.
No, I'm not even talking about the heat from. I'm talking about her being a pioneer in women wrestling as far as the character wise. She wasn't a petite model vignette that was tripping people or distracting the referee with her bosom and shit like that. She was motherfucking hitting niggas. The match with her, Triple H and Owen Hart, WrestleMania 14. She was handcuffed to Sergeant Slaughter, and like she manhandles Sergeant the Bleep Slaughter. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I would put Chyna number one. I would put Chyna number one as best women wrestler or best woman.
No, I hear your argument.
In the sports entertainment era.
Okay, I hear your argument, and it might piss off a lot of people, but we'll go and put Chyna number one. And I see that argument. She's going into the Hall of Fame, finally, and it's posthumously, unfortunately. But yeah, rest in peace, Chyna. She will be our number one seed on Best Women's Sports Entertainer of the sports entertainment era. What you want to say is very wordy, but whatever. So we'll put her number one. So we got Chyna going up on number one. I wish we had like a bracket over here. Just put it up there, stamp it up there. But we have it here, and you'll see it on our Instagram.
We'll post it
on Twitter, and you guys can vote. So Chyna's number one. All right. So seed number two. So I think if you're putting Chyna at number one,